Powered by Riverside FM.
All right, welcome everybody to Choey and Jandler's the Fun Time Super Terrific Happy Hour. Welcome, Choey.
Welcome, Jandler.
You got
Well, that's
lost
a
there.
good one.
You got lost there. It was a good one. All right, sorry about that, man. Yeah, that one actually popped pretty well. Did I tell you this isn't one of them? But I keep I have to when I remember because I don't always remember. Sometimes I'm kind of just in a hurry and just like going down the aisles, whatever at the store. But I keep getting those baby beers. Like I call them baby. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like the
Big ol'
7.5
7 ounce.
ounce cans. Because I'm not paying attention, and then I get home and I'm like, oh, it's like this is gonna take 3 sips and I'll be done.
Oh, and it's the Michelob Ultra, so you're like super on a diet.
Yeah, it's the beer for athletes, right? You
Yeah.
got one less carbs than everybody or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't get the here. All right, well, there we go.
Here are today's effing holidays.
It is June 6th. Uh-oh. Here, now I gotta apparently I didn't set this up right, so bear with me there, Choey. I'm doing this on the fly. June 8th. All right.
I'm gonna
Oh,
tell you what.
sorry,
While
not
you're
June 8th. It's June 7th. My
7th.
bad. But I do have a June 8th holiday for us. So today is National Donut Day. We are gearing up to savor our best loved fried dough, our best loved fried dough confections. I wonder how many fried dough confections there are. So it's Donut Day.
Aren't they just all like versions of donuts? Like you got your like funnel cake and donuts.
Yeah. It's also National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. Channel your inner Willy Wonka and pay tribute to this decadently frosty treat. And it's something, here's the last June 7th holiday that not everybody listening may know about this. Well, you never know. We got that age group cornered, right? Today is National VCR Day. Remember VCRs? Today is the best time
Oh,
to relive this technological innovation. So, National VCR Day.
I'm like, you know what? That's one of those things like from back in the day when we were kids that I'm totally fine with us not having because remember like when you go to return the video and they'd be like, please be kind, rewind, and then it
Yeah,
became like they fine you $1 if you didn't rewind the damn movie,
yeah, I
and
know.
you're like,
Because
dude.
people were so lazy to rewind it.
Yeah, and it's just like, damn, it sucks. So you get like assessed $1 fine, which was like half the movie rental for a long time. It was only like $2 or $3 to rent a damn movie.
Yeah, dude, you're right. Well, we had those VCR rewinders where you just put it in there and just let it rewind, like a lot better than you putting it in the machine. Because apparently, rewinding on the machine, the VCR itself was bad for the VCR. You know,
Oh, really?
well, if you just, I guess, rewind, like sometimes that might jack up your VCR. Hey, last holiday, June 8th, sir, is National Best Friends Day. Just so you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can sing
Oh,
the song. Let's tell you about my best friend.
now you got me. I need to go find one of those like TV sound effects where they're like, oh, and you got like the crowd. Put that in the background. So just thought about that for you, and then this goes along with just me not being prepared because I tell you, I fell asleep like the old guy that apparently I'm becoming. I was just exhausted from today, man. Last day with those kids, but man, some of them just really pushed it. Um, Today's weather right now. Oh, sorry, we need the well, it's weather first, then headlines. Today's weather. If you had not known it, it was going to be this hot. Would you have shaved? Today's 95 degrees, at least right now, and it feels.
And humid.
Yeah, we got the heat index is 100 degrees.
Uh,
The PG-13 version of our weather app says this freaking heat is going to punch you in the cockle-doodle-doo every time you walk outside.
oh, that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, you're like I'm gonna
So,
steal that. All right, here's go on. Moving on to our.
It's time for this week's edition of Choey and Jandler's headlines. Yay! Hooray!
Dude, I don't have a lot of headlines as much as I'm just kind of moving on. I know you said last week was your last week, right?
Yes.
with kids, or at least the last week with the kids.
Yeah.
This week was our last week with the kids. I remember it took me a couple of days to get the. I kept trying to send this GIF or GIF, however you want to pronounce it at school, and it just wasn't going because I was sending it to like our teacher group,
Yeah.
dude. This week was like, and so remember that there was a commercial where they were herding cats. I was like,
Yeah.
that's what this week felt like. It's like he's just herding cats. These kids are just you get I think I've mentioned this before, but every time we're near holidays, I'm always just like I people ask if I can't wait, and I'm like, it's not me as much as the kids can't wait, so I just can't wait for them because they're driving me up the wall. Like some of the behavior is like kids just not want to listen. They know they're not really going to get punished. They're like, whatever. There's no consequences this week. They're like, so they just do whatever, and I'm just like, oh. And then some of the kids were telling me like, a lot of kids hug me, saying they're gonna miss me, and I'll miss them. I'm not gonna say I won't, but I do know some teacher friends get a little more emotional. It'll probably dawn on me later, like in a week or so. But it's just like I'm just exhausted, and so I'm just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I need a little breather, boys and girls. So normally I do lunch munch on Thursday, but last week was the last one I did because I was like, I need that. I need my 15 minutes of lunchtime that I get by myself because I just need to be able to chill and breathe.
No, I feel you. Yep.
At least you got out of that world a couple years ago, right?
Kind of, sorta. Like the campus thing was just this year, but yeah, not in the classroom for a few years now. So
Yeah, okay, so here's a couple of things. First off, I cannot tell you how many times I hit snooze this week, right? And it was just like where you're just like, I don't really feel like getting up at the same time. I can sleep in a little bit. Just again, it's that wear and tear. We talk about it. If this was a sport, we're at the end of the season and you're just trying to make it to the finish line. That's how it felt. And it wasn't just me. I had a couple teachers this week. They text me, get a hold of me because they need me to help them do cover their morning duty. And they're like, yeah, I'm running late. And I'm just like, okay. There was one teacher I was joking with her because I was like, she lives pretty close to the school. She's like, yeah, I'm running late. And I'm just like, I thought she was in traffic or whatever. And I was like, you live like 5 minutes from the school, like, or 5 feet from the school. Like, how are you not here yet? And she's like, I just woke up. And I was like, oh, okay. No problem. No big deal.
just roll out of bed, get over here. Nobody cares what you look like.
So it's just, and I was, like I said, wasn't the only one just snoozing a ton. But so I got two more things on my headlines. And if I had typed it in there, you would be able to see it, right? Actually, three more things. I had a Band-Aid. I wrote on my notes, I had a Band-Aid Wolverine, right? And so here's what I mean by a Band-Aid Wolverine. I had it like every year. It's like these kids find a way to ruin supplies, making something, right? So
Yeah.
this one kid he was going through my Band-Aid drawer, taking Band-Aids and putting it on his hand with pencils, like Wolverine, right? He's just wasting my pencils or my Band-Aids and my pencils because he's just like making himself these claws. Like a band and I typed on my phone like it's the Band-Aid Wolverine. So like I said, I had to hide Band-Aids because this guy, right? And he wasn't the only one doing it. But it's always somebody, right? You know what it reminded me of? And I think we discussed this too. It could go if I was the teacher, or if you and I were the teacher when we were doing our shenanigans in science class.
That's what I was gonna say. Like that's kind of, I guess you're getting their karma. Like
Yeah,
what goes around comes around for you. Because I was say, remember the jacket with the never-ending supplies?
yeah. And that kid did that. He pulled that last year. I remember telling you that, and you were laughing. I was like, I know I did earlier this year because I was like, it's mini Choey and Jandler, and I was like, hey
Yeah.
now. Oh.
You're all, it's not funny. Well, it's not funny when I'm on the other side.
Yeah. But that same kid took about like 4 pencils and he had Band-Aids strapped them together. That's another reason I took the Band-Aids. And so he's like, look, Mr. Bing. He's like, I have my own pencil. And what he would do is like he had all four of them sharpened. He'd stick one in it so it's kind of like, you remember those pens, those color pens where you push that button and it had a different color? That's kind
Yeah.
of what he was doing with his pencil. And I was just like, okay. Now somebody stuck a colored pencil in my good pencil sharpener this week, or actually Friday, and so that stopped working as well, and I wasn't happy about that. But I didn't blame the kids because it wasn't their fault. It was I had a teacher cover the class last week for an hour, and in that hour, this nonsense happened. I'm like, oh, there goes the nice pencil sharpener. Thanks a lot, you
You're
know.
all, you're worthless.
Yeah. But I got the hour off to like take care of some other stuff. So give and take, right? Give and take.
No.
And then you remember I texted you and Marshy Marsh this week about the temperature. I think it was 84 degrees, and one of the kids was like, or actually, kids kept asking me like, when are we going inside? When are we going inside? That was Monday. So then on Tuesday, I told the other teachers like, let's just do recess in the gym because we get lucky. The gym teachers at lunch when we're at recess, I was like,
Oh
let's
yeah.
just do it in the gym because like I'm tired of these kids whining about the heat. And it wasn't hot. It wasn't cool outside. It's not like we want to go outside, but it's like I don't want these kids like crying about it because I'm just tired of hearing it. So it's like okay. So then that Tuesday, then all these kids are like, "Why are we inside? Why aren't we going outside?" And I'm just like, "Oh my!" I was like, and actually, I told them I was honest about it. Like, guys, boys and girls, we're gonna do recess indoors because honestly, I'm tired of hearing y'all cry about it. Man, it's hot out there. Well, we're just gonna do it inside. And then kids are like I said, they started crying. Why aren't we outside? I was like, "Oh my god, oh my, get over it."
You're like, no, y'all can never be happy.
Exactly.
I
But
hate you.
but I brought that up because I was thinking about it. I think I'd also told you about how these kids are kind of fragile. They get hurt over stuff that you're just like you didn't expect that coming. We were doing hot potato yesterday, right? With a piece of paper. I remember a girl was just like, Mr. Bing, I got hit in the face. And I'm like, it was paper. It's a piece of paper. I was like,
Oh yeah.
these kids, man, it's just fragile, it's just fragile, fragile, fragile. But all right. Hey, I'm gonna do a teachable moments real quick before we do our break, all right?
All right.
Is that cool with you? All right,
Sounds
so
good to me.
this edition of teachable moments, and this is something I wanted to talk about earlier in the school year. It was one of those like late night shows, kind of getting pushed for time. Um, so this is kind of for parents. I know we're right there around. It's not a summertime teachable moments, but parents, if your kid has any of the following, like lice, pink eye, a fever, they're contagious with something. Maybe they threw up. Please don't send them to school. This is an indication that they're not healthy enough to come to us because we get them, and then we kind of send them back to you not long after. But while they're with us, they're kind enough to get somebody else sick, and that somebody else could be this guy right here. It's just like
This guy. Uh, yeah, dude. I don't know why parents are like that. Well, I mean, I get it. It's like when you were talking about earlier, where you're like, man, you got the kids that are at the party, and they're just like the crazy ones that you're like, oh, why are you here?
yeah,
That's why they're there, because the parents are like, I don't want to deal with it either.
yeah. It's just like, and I know this is one part of our episode one last season near the end where parents are like, my mom doesn't want me to tell you that I had a fever. My mom doesn't want you to know that I threw up this morning. I'm just like, the kids tell us that, or they tell me that, and so then I'm like, okay, and I'll immediately call the nurse. But hey, you might want to check this kid out. But I'm
Pull out
like,
like some.
yeah, parents, I get it. You're like, I gotta go to work. I can't watch you. But I'm like, if they got like 100-degree fever at home, chances are we're gonna find out about it at school, and you're gonna have to come back and pick them up, and then they can't come back to school for 24 hours anyway. It's like,
Yeah,
keep on. And again, the light,
but
the lice thing is always any of that stuff is big, but lice and pink eye, that stuff's contagious. And then apparently we had was it hand, foot, and mouth?
hand foot,
Right?
hand foot mouth.
Yeah, hand, foot, mouth. One of our teachers accidentally called it like hand, butt, mouth. Like she wasn't. She was like, she's like, what's that thing? And then she said she didn't know what she said, and people started laughing at her. But yeah, we had that going around. That was actually in kindergarten, and it's like, so I don't know too much about that, but I guess when you got that, you gotta like Lysol and disinfect a lot of stuff. It's just like wipe down, pretty much everything. So that was kindergarten, and you're like, oh,
I think hand, foot, mouth, you got to disinfect everything. Hand, butt, mouth. You need to stop hanging out in those kind of clubs.
yeah. It's like, do they do tetanus shots for that? Do they do other kind of shots for it?
Probably.
With alcohol, just drink it down, But
It'll
any
make you feel
headlines
better.
for you this week, sir? I kind of skipped over you, man. I'm sorry.
Do you want me to do the story now or after we come back from break?
I'll do it when we come back from break. All right.
All right.
All right. So we'll come back from break, our song, and then it's your story. I forgot that, man.
Sometimes it's all Sante. Other times it's cheers and you felt the holes. And we also say saw, they salute, time gaze, go. Now in Vietnam we can say yo. That's how Choey and Jandler cheers around the world. Cheers around the world. Different languages, same sentiment. Raising our glasses to friendship and joy. Cheers around the world. Cheers around the world. Cheers around the world.
Hey, real quick before we do your story, all right? I just want to next week in my mind is our last live episode of the season, and then I'll do reruns unless we do some summer stuff. But is it possible you can make it for a full-time chat
next week?
Yeah, sometime next week.
Maybe Friday.
All right, man. Yeah. All right. I'll get back and see what works for you. When I get Hooks to come, I got a game and I need her there. I need a third person there with us. But it'll be a chance for us to get some. Hopefully, it'll be a decent breeze. Yeah. But we'll work on that. All right, sir. So I keep burping. I'm ready for your story. I'm sure it's gonna. Catch me off guard.
So, yeah, caught me off guard, that's for sure. So, last week of school, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then, so there's nobody at work right now. Like, teachers are even done. Like, teachers' last day was Monday. It's like, right now is just like, it's your skeleton crew, like your office administrative assistants, central office administrators, and campus administrators. So there's nobody there. And I didn't think I would get boned with any of this stuff, because I'm like, there's nobody there. Like, there's nobody there. So there's if you do something that's jacked up at work, somebody's gonna figure out probably it's you. And so I go to use the restroom this morning, and I lift up the toilet seat because I'm trying to be good because I'm the only dude in the whole damn building. So I pick up the toilet seat to take a piss, and at first I didn't recognize it. And then it took me 3 seconds to see what it was, and I was like, "Is that? There's no way." And so I pee, and the whole time I'm peeing, I'm like looking at it, like, I think it is. Somebody had pooped in the toilet, and they pooped far enough up in the toilet to where when they flushed, it didn't go down.
And they just
just covered. Yeah, so it's there, but here's the thing. They covered it up with toilet paper, so it was like a turd pig in a blanket just sitting in the toilet, like looking at me. And then when I flushed it, it just kind of like a stream of like water, stream was pushing it off, so you could see slowly eroding, but it just sat there the whole time. And so I was like, dude, who are you that you come into work when nobody's there and you take a dump so far up on the toilet seat that you don't even crap in the damn water, so the poop just sits.
I was bad aim. That happened when I worked at Walmart. That would happen.
Well, dude, so I sat there and I wrote out a whole screen, I had some caps, some mother, all this stuff, and I had the whole screen was full of text, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna tell them tonight in the story. so you can
Oh,
like get more of an authentic. Because I was like, I was like, dude, I don't want to sit there. And, I was pissed because I'm like, dude,
yeah, I had
like
so
not.
many, so many, so many responses when he just said, by the way, that last one, you're like, I'm pissed. And I was about to be like, remember, Men in Tights? You're already pissed off than pissed on, you know?
I mean, can you? And it's not even like it's like in the middle of the day, like you've had a meal. Like it's 8:30, so like you waited to go to do this at work instead of just doing that at home.
Right.
It's always like,
One of our first things, you're like, is that what I think it is? I was thinking like Caddyshack, when you're like, Baby Ruth? And you're just like, is that a candy bar now? They're like, you stared at it. You're like,
well,
what do you mean?
because I did, yeah, because I walked in and I'm like, because like the toilets are like they're not like the round ones, they're like the
Yeah,
that big long oval ones.
yeah.
So I'm like looking because it's like right there next to me, like waving at me, like he was tucked into bed with its little blanket of toilet paper, like it was all.
I liked how you say like it was just looking at me. It's like I can imagine you're trying to you're taking your leak and you're trying to kind of really probably like looking at the sky in a lot of ways. You're like, can I look out? Can I get this out of my view? But I can't. It's right
Yeah, because
there.
it's like it's just. I mean, it was so like imagine you go and then it's just like the perfect analogy would be if this turd was a woman getting its hair done and it's getting its hair shampooed. It
Yeah.
was just enough to where it was in the water with its blanket over it. Like, and I was like, this is, and I was just like, I wanted to just like be like, that's it. Just walk out of thing and be like, who?
People
Done.
are like, Choey and Jandler hit a new low with this, it's like with poop humor. But nah, man, I can
Dude,
imagine. And also, but no, that last thing you said when you said you had like this big long text, right?
yeah,
Now I guess you're talking about when you were gonna text me about it, right?
yeah.
Yeah. No, right before that clicked in my brain, I was like, I figured you had like this big long message you're about to just email out to everybody, and just like start like just like going off with the staff, and then you second guess it. I'm like, oh, I know I get what you're saying, because like and then also another thing I thought of it like the skeleton crew's in there, so now Cherry can kind of be like Sherlock Holmes and be like, it's
Well, there was
not that many
so there was
people here,
only
so you're like,
there was only like 5 people in the room in the building besides me. So I'm like, it's one of y'all 5. Like, and now I'm like,
is that more narrowed down than what you had before?
yeah, it's about half the people. Like, because
Okay.
normally there's like the SLPs and LSSP people, like the speech people, and like the psychologist people that do all the testing for SPED testing. So most of them weren't in today. So I'm like, there's certain people that aren't here, and I kind of just was like, dude, like first off, just god dang, man, like, because I get like body happens. Like I've had to go like where I can't hold it and get home and do it, so I'm there working on drop it somewhere once in a while. But this is like I went to pee at like 8:20, so like you purposely were like, oh, let's go to work and take a dump. Like,
Yeah.
god
Or,
dang, man.
or at the very least, flush it down. You know?
Yeah, figure out a way, because I mean,
Like,
and that's the thing is like
they'll just leave it
like
there.
because I'm like they knew it was there. They covered it with toilet paper.
They they again, you know how my brain works. Me and you were kind of like we'll be talking about something, we have like a tangent. So there's a Saturday Night Live skit, right, where it's like it's a newlywed game, right? Before the game starts, the game shows like, hey, my producers wants me to bring up. There's like 4 people, right? It's 2 couples. It's like somebody clogged like the dressing room toilet, right? And just try to figure out who did it. And it's a long the thing, but at one point the guy's like, it looks like somebody went to the bathroom, clogged it, and then went on top of the clog, because they had to go again. And it's like you did, like they had no idea someone was gonna see it, right? I almost feel like in a way it's like, dude, if you go to the bath, I look at it like me. If you go to the bathroom and you drop a deuce at work, fine. But if it doesn't flush down, someone's gonna know. Like just like even if
Yeah.
you have to flush it a couple times, make sure it
Well, that's the thing.
goes
Like,
down.
it happens. I realize people have to take a dump. I get it. I'm not like it is what it is. This person whoever did it never sprays, and
Yeah.
then on top of that, now like they just want to like finish out like let's wrap up the 23-24 school year by just leaving one sit there. So tell you how many times somebody else has to flush, And then I feel bad because you think about it, if you're a girl, you're sitting down to pee.
Yeah.
You're probably not gonna pee in that toilet anymore. At least like, well, that thing's there because you're like worried about what if it's like I'm gonna pee on it and splash up on myself.
Yeah.
At least I don't have a distance. But
It's
I was
like
just like, dude.
they're like Choey left a floater.
And see, that's it. And that's the thing is, I kind of want to be like, look, here's like when we start off in the fall and be like, look, here's the deal. I don't poop at work, so when y'all see that, it's not me. Like I don't do that.
I tell you, man, you should get it. You should get your own T-shirt. Yeah, you should buy like cookies next year for the whole staff with that like written on in the cookie and frosting. Choey doesn't poop at school. Just remember that. They're like, ooh. But
Yeah, like yeah, because I'm. That's the thing. Like that's really what that's the whole essence of this whole problem that I have. It's not that somebody does it. It's the fact that I feel like that they're doing it in the restroom. That's pretty much for the guys
yeah.
to try and blame it. Like, oh, when I take a dump at work, it's him doing it.
It's like that Choey guy is one nasty. It's like
Yeah, and I'm like, it's not me. It's not me doing it.
this is a what's chapping Choey when we wouldn't really. It's just really it's story time with Choey, but
No, it's the cap off Toilet Watch 2024. Like we
there you
ended
go.
Toilet Watch 2024 with like a plop
Yeah.
instead of a bang.
Dude, that's one of the things I'm gonna work on this weekend is getting that digital short out. The chapping the Toilet Watch 2024. But sorry about that, sir. But all right, hey, gonna finish this episode off a little joking with Jans, right? All right, everybody, come on down to Joking with Jans. That's right. Here's a game show you can play at home and try and test your knowledge and see how many more you get correct than incorrect. So stick around and have fun and laugh listening to Joking with Jans.
Right.
Little summertime meme, so you can see my screen, sir. Correct?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna show you all of these, but because we're not gonna go through all 34 summertime memes, right? But I guess I'll show you a meme. You can tell me if it's yes or no, and then I'll read it to viewers because obviously they're not gonna see it. But it's summertime for most teachers now, so hey, this is a number one. Looks like me. Yeah, this is the time when you can do what with your alarms. Pretty much.
Shoot, I wish I could turn them off. I wish. I got chickens and stuff I gotta let out in the mornings, man.
Oh yeah. Well, a teacher's greatest joy now is just being able to go to your alarm and be like, nope, turn it off. You know, we don't need that on. You know, it's also the time, and this kind of goes based off what you were just talking about, where teachers. Here's a teacher meme. I just went to the bathroom when I wanted to, and I'm a little overwhelmed by the burden of my choice. So now you can go to your own bathroom and clog it up, and then blame it on Choey. You know, at your house.
Exactly.
Here, me trying to keep my summer school students on task. Oh, by the way, good luck with these summer school people. And this is another tangent. So I had a couple parents reach out to me like, "It's my, about summer school," and I'm like, I tried to get your kid in summer school, but I could never get a confirmation or I could never get like certain information from you. Now y'all hit me. I was like, I can't do anything about it now. I was like, school's out. Were you laughing at this one right
That
here?
one.
Yeah.
That one.
When you're a teacher when you start having thoughts about next year. Time to start lesson planning. It's just July. I've done that before too. Teachers will email me like, "Hey, you start working on this yet?" I was like, "It's July 1st. Leave me alone. I'm not answering that email yet." I know how to make the most out of my summer. What about you, sir? This meme of this I don't know, this animal is just chilling in the dirt.
I think it's with a mercat. What is
Is
that?
there you go, from Lion King.
Yeah.
I think it's a meerkat, but yeah, I think you got it right. This goes to that one before where we had Batman slapping Robin about, "Hey, time to start lesson planning." He's like, "It's just July." Now they got one where it's like when someone mentions summer's off just yet. You get this little boy putting his hand over his mom's mouth. This is teachers. But when people are about to say, "Hey, it must be nice to get summers off," shh, you have no idea what we went through. You have no idea what we've gone through, Adults. All right, here's another one. When you love summer but miss your kids. 2 things I love more than anything in the world. the beginning of summer and the beginning of this new school year. I mean, number 2 is always cool before the new year, right? But I always love the summer, man. I always tell people the 3 best reasons to be a teacher: June, July, and August, right?
Yeah, shoot. This is more like part of June, July, part of August now.
Yeah.
That's what sucks.
Here's a good one from it's custodians and teachers, right? Custodians, we're not allowing teachers in the building over the summer. Teachers, fine by me. You know that? Do you know what episode it is from Friends right there?
That's whenever Ross and Rachel, like, whenever she says, like, we're broken up, right? It?
No, that hold on. That's the I gotta take a sip. That's the one. Actually, when they got back, they come back from the beach, right? And they got back together, and she had written a note, like a letter, like what, 15 pages, front and back, and he fell asleep by reading it. And she wanted him to take the blame for the breakup the first time. And he was like, it was the whole thing, like, we're on a break. And that he was like, remember that was like right after that they got back together, and she wanted him to be like, it was all your fault, and he didn't want to take the blame. So he's like, she's like, we're broken up for real, and he's like, fine by me, you know?
Because isn't that the part when he's like, he pretends like he's gonna cry, and he's like, oh, and then he freaks out. He's like, fine by me.
Exactly. And then like she runs after him, and she's like, look, it doesn't happen to everybody, and it is a big deal. And Chandler's like, I knew it, you know. But that's also the one where like and that makes you think, like, remember that made you think that like Monica and Chandler were gonna get together, but she got stung by a jellyfish. And they tell that story, and they're like, ooh, you peed on yourself? And she's like, I tried, I couldn't. And then Joey's like, that's right, I stepped up. He's like, that story is like, I'm her friend, and I do what friend is like. If I would, I'd pee on any one of you, right? But he's like, but then I couldn't do it. So Chandler like had to pee on her. And so like Monica's always like, you're the friend that peed on me. And they ended up getting married, so it worked out, right?
I remember that one because then like Chandler's like, like makes like that weird noise, like,
Yeah.
I know.
And Chandler's like, at night I keep hearing like, do it. And Joey's like, yeah, it's just me yelling to the wall. That's right. Yeah, everyone that listened to this podcast or this episode is like, man, they just went over a whole Friends episode. But that tells you how much I watched it, because like I can recite a lot of stuff, man. Season 9 and 10 I'm not great at, but seasons 1 through 8 I pretty much know like a lot of the stuff, you know. It's pretty, because that's that episode right there that happened when we were in high school, dude. Like, of course we watched it. And then you got all the syndication episodes, and I got it on DVD. And you see stuff like that.
You
like
bought the DVDs?
Stuff, you know.
You bought the DVDs?
Yeah, dude. I would get it like, you know, you get the each season, right?
Yeah.
And when I got it, I think I paid like $35 a piece. So probably altogether I paid over $300 for the whole set. Dude, now you can get the whole 10 season collection for like $2 something. And I'm like, if I did, so lesson learned there, just wait a little bit, you know? Wait.
Yeah, but that's how they get people, man, because they string you along.
Like
Excuse me.
I mean, like, I would love to get like Game of Thrones, but I'm kind of like, just wait, you know. Last 2 seasons weren't the greatest anyway. It's like, just wait. I'm sure I could find all 7 for a lot cheaper than, you know, buying it individually or whatever. But to me, it's kind of become one of those collection things, you know. So I do it because I'm like, I got it, you know. I was like, I started it, I got to finish it, type thing, you know. So. But all right, dude, you want to do the social media plug for us, and then we'll wrap this episode up?
Sounds good. So you can catch us on social media on X, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, YouTube, MySpace, Choey and Jan, CHOEY, letter NJAN. Did I hit them all?
Yeah, you hit them all, and
What's up?
one of the things I'll be going. There's a lot of stuff I'm behind on. I'll be working on here in this coming week, but let's getting that stuff up there and caught up to date, you know, and whatnot. So, and then like I said, dude, we're gonna do a live episode next week. 'Cause, I mean, it'll be our first live episode of the season, but I got a nice Joking with Jan's game that I would like you to be a part of and me to be part of and live. And then Hooks is going to be like our, I don't know what you call it, but she's going to be necessary. Yeah, we're going to need a third person. But you want to pull the plug, sir?
Let's pull the plug on this episode, and we'll see y'all next week.
All right, here we go. There